Taurus, welcome Taurus to your April 2023 reading. Happy birthday to all my April Taurus friends out there. April 2023. Wow. So we have some very interesting, as usual, cosmic energy happening, and it's not even like unusual cosmic energy. This is something that happens every single year. Eclipse season is starting in April. So the big dates, April 19th, is when we will have the beginning of eclipse season with a new moon in Aries. The nodes will be shifting to Aries, The nodes will be regressing to Aries. They've been in your sign since January 2022. So you're going to get a break from having Uranus and the nodes together, but that starts in July. Eclipse season at the 29th degree of Aries will be happening, and that's on the 19th of April. And this is happening in your 12th house. So for some of you, if you're not a Taurus rising, it's not happening in your 12th house. So look in your own chart and see where the 29th degree of Aries is. This is a big eclipse. First of all, it's the second Aries new moon of this year. If you guys recall, a few weeks ago, we had an Aries new moon, and then we're going to have, it was only like a week ago, we had the Aries new moon. We're having a Libra full moon on April 5th, and that's really preparing us. So, and that's happening in your 6th house. So what you really want to look at with that Libra full moon is how you're taking care of yourself. Because the Aries eclipse that's happening, and it's a total solar eclipse. When we talk about eclipse season, a lot, we talk about like eclipsing things out of your life. Like we're shutting down patterns. It's a pattern thing, right? That's what astrology is all about. It's all about patterns and the relationships we have with these patterns. So it's really a time of closure so that you can open yourself up to new things. And, it's a 6-month period in between the two eclipses, right? So we're going to do it during Aries season this time. And then the eclipse in October will be during Libra season. Should be very interesting time for that as well. And it's also going to be happening in Scorpio season. So Libra season and Scorpio season. This one is in Aries season and Taurus season. And it's in 2 different seasons because we're really close to that nodal regress back to Aries. So we're like in the middle. It's crazy how we're literally having all of these generational shifts happening this year. This is a year, like, if you think about how, we've talked about nothing can be the same since the pandemic in 2020, right? Nothing is ever going to go back to being the way that it was before. And I've been reminiscing about the past 2017, 2018, 2019. I've been reminiscing like that was like 10 years ago. Because I feel like, I am a first house Pluto, so I'm always transforming myself. Like it is a never ending process. And my life reflects that. Like it's constantly in change and transformation. And there are some times where I'm just like, can a girl just get a break? Like, I don't want to do it anymore. Can I get a break? And here we are, eclipse season. So, really, this is a time to check in with your mental health. This is a time to check in with your physical health. If you have been neglecting your body, if you have not been listening to your body and tuning into your body is going to let you know. Ask me how I know. So this is a very important time. The 6th house and the 12th house, I am a really big, like I talk about the 6th house and the 12th house a lot because it is the two houses that have impacted my life in the biggest way. So, and it's very important because if our physical isn't working properly, then our mental is not going to be very well. And if our mental isn't working properly, we're not going to take care of our physical. Like it's very connected. And that's what that opposition, that 6th house, 12th house opposition, that's what it does for us. And so in a lot of ways, there's a lot of revelations that's going to be happening for you. And then 2 days after the eclipse, we begin Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde pre-shadow period starts on April 5th during the Libra full moon. We also have some Cazimis happening with Chiron and with Jupiter. A Cazimi is when the planet is in the heart of the sun, which is like 17 seconds. So there's this Cazimi that's going to be happening, and so we're having when the planet is in the heart of the sun, it expands that planet's magic. It expands that planet's presence in our lives. So Chiron, there's going to be a lot of that wounding revelation that's going to be happening. And this is the first 2 weeks of April. First week of April, really. And then we're going to have a Jupiter. Jupiter's also in Aries, with that sun in Aries just before Taurus season starts, right? Just like a week before Taurus season starts. So, and Jupiter is that expansion and that optimism and the go-getter and like the magician energy. And that can be overdone. When it's in the heart of the sun, it's like making it even bigger. It's expanding upon it. It's giving it life. It's giving it energy. So this is that lead up to eclipse season. This first couple weeks before we get to the 19th of April, right before your season, the day before your season starts, eclipse season. And Mercury retrograde will be happening in your first house. Mercury will be in Taurus. And so this is really like again, going right along with what's going on with your eclipse energies too. How are you speaking to yourself? How are you showing up for yourself? How are you creating better, more in tune spaces for yourself? How are you healing your own mind and the way that you think and the way that everything works? How are you doing that? That's what this Mercury retrograde is going to be asking you. And retrogrades, like you guys, I don't know about you, but I'm actually ready for a planet to be retrograde. The last couple of months have been like boom, 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 boom. And yes, things have happened, but I need answers. I need to be able to slow down. I need to be able to plan some things. I want to be able to look at stuff a little bit more closely. And that's what retrogrades allow us to do. It's nothing to be scared of. Especially, like a Mercury retrograde in your first house, don't do a radical hairstyle change. Like that'll save you from any kind of regret after Mercury's direct. But yeah, watch the patterns that are happening between April 5th and April 21st. April 21st is the day that Mercury goes retrograde. Mercury will go direct on May 14th. So, and it's still in Taurus. Yeah, the patterns that are happening, the clues that are coming up between April 5th and April 19th, pay attention to those 2 weeks. Usually for me, it's the pre-shadow and the post-shadow that I feel it the most. And I'm like a 4-time Virgo. I have my Sun, Venus, North Node, Saturn, and Lilith all in Virgo. So I'm a Virgo, it's probably not the first thing that you think about when you look at me, but I am. Power of surrender cards. We're going to see what it is that Taurus is surrendering for April. If you would like to get an eclipse reading, I'll be talking about, you can get a personal reading from me for the eclipse season. 30-minute video recorded. It's not going to be a live reading, but I'll talk about this eclipse season that's happening and then the one that's going to be happening in October as well during Libra and Scorpio season. So, and I'm even going to throw in a Mercury retrograde reading retrograde reading, and we'll do some tarot. Also, if you're interested, you can, I don't know which side it's on. I think it's this side. You can go check out my website. It's only 75 bucks. Surrender to creativity. I love that you guys got this. I love that you guys got this. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. Surrender to creativity. I think every single Taurus energy that I know. Did you guys get this last month? A blister popped on my finger. And now it's just got that dead skin on it. So annoying. I think you guys might have gotten this last month. You're going to have to remind me. I always forget the readings. Like when I'm done with them, I don't really, sometimes I can remember them, but mostly I do, especially got so much going on. But surrender to creativity. How to pursue a dream or solve a problem. If you didn't get it, I feel like either like Scorpio or Capricorn or something like that got it last month. So really opening yourself, keeping your energy open, I think is, oh wow. You know what? The same thing happened with you guys. It happened to Aries. You guys got 7 cards to start. So here we are. Wow, the top row is all major arcana. So we really want to pay attention to what this top row is telling you. We have Temperance. Oh, I think I know what this is. Temperance, the Devil, and the Hanged Man. I'm not laughing at your expense, I promise. I love you guys so much. I feel like there's a need for patience. You know what's really funny is everybody talking about how Taurus is like the most patient sign. Friends, you guys, yes, you can be very patient, but it's in like a stubborn, passive aggressive kind of way sometimes. Like, and that's not actual patience. That's like pretending to be patient, but I'm being patient right now. It's like, no, you're not being patient. You're sitting and stewing about the fact that it's not happening yet. So you're either dealing with a Sagittarius, a Capricorn, or a Pisces, or you are literally stuck, which is what it probably feels like. You probably feel stuck and being asked to trust and look at things in a different perspective and recognize the lessons that you, like one of the biggest lessons right now that you're learning, Taurus, I feel like is patience with yourself. First and foremost, always patience with yourself first and foremost. And the other thing is patience with your job, patience with other people, patience in your relationships. There's a balance that this eclipse season is going to attempt to restore, as the nodes are still in your sign until July. In July, they'll regress to Aries, okay? While the nodes are still in your sign for the next couple of months, really focusing on looking at things in a different perspective so that you can be like, it's like opening your, like the mind, the awareness, like bigger picture, right? Bigger picture. The bottom. Okay. We have the Empress. That's your energy, Taurus. Welcome to your reading. We have the 6 of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands. So this definitely feels there's a fire sign energy around you, but there's also a Queen of Cups. So there's a water sign energy around you as well. Could be Pisces. You could be dealing with very Jupiterian energies here, Pisces and Sagittarius. But so this room that I'm in is absolutely freezing in here. It's insane. So, okay. Because this story is very interesting. It feels very directed towards one particular person, and I don't know who that would be, but okay. it feels like there's a lot of success coming to you. And I feel like you even working with other people, there's going to be some success that's happening. But right now is definitely the time for you to be patient. And I feel like this is in a work way. I feel like you're moving towards success in some way, shape, or form. You're creating something, surrender to your creativity. Broaden your horizons, open up your mind a little bit. You're surrendering to this creative process because there's something that it's time for you to tap into. And it may be something that you previously were tapping into. You know, Mercury retrograde might bring some projects into your life that you've previously like worked on, but you kind of like set aside, you know, for another day, and now you're ready to get back to it. That may be what it is that you're doing. But there's also some very intuitive and very strong energies that are here to help you. And I feel like, you know, it's funny. If I feel like if you would have gotten 2 surrender cards, one of them would have been surrender to like being open for, you know, support and love and all of that creative stuff, right? So let's look at the Temperance. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Some of you are going to start a new job, or you're going to start a new, like if you're, because if I know so many Taurians that are entrepreneurs, I have to say this. For some of you who are entrepreneurs, you've been feeling very much like things are monotonous. That's been balancing things out for you for sure. This monotonous time, this like it's almost like a very structured, like compliant, like kind of like quality control, if you will, with that 8 of Pentacles on Temperance. But you've sort of been biding your time with something, is what it feels like, or you've been planning it, you've been growing it. In like astrology's zodiacal releasing, like if we were to predict this in your chart somewhere, this would be that time of planning, or you know, it's not quite time to initiate something. You're just, it's like the in between, the liminal space, which I actually talked about with Aries as well. But there's, you know, this feels like a jumping off point for a lot of you. We have the Fool on the Devil. A couple of things are coming up with this. For some of you, you're going to be jumping into a new thing that might have you a little bit worried. And the reason why it might have you a little bit worried is because it's actually going to be teaching you lessons. And so you have to be open to that. Like whatever project you're getting into, whatever, like it may be a new job that you're having to learn something new from. You could be getting a promotion that, and this could be like a promotion that you've been expecting for a long time and then sort of not necessarily forgot about it, but just sort of put it by the wayside. Like, I guess it's not going to be happening now. And then all of a sudden it comes to you. But there's some kind of new work that's coming into your life. And it's been after a time of sort of twiddling your thumbs and like, I don't really know what to do. And I'm sort of in the middle of not really knowing what to do. 8 of Swords. Yep. On the Hanged Man. While you're in that paused formation, because I don't think that paused formation is going to be happening for very much longer, I do feel like the monotony of things, especially if you're ready to take a leap of faith on something with this Fool card, if you're ready to take a leap of faith on something, this Hanged Man position isn't going to last for very long for you. But if you allow yourself to overthink while you're in this Hanged Man position, you could end up in the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords is a self-imposed imprisonment of the mind. Like we are placing this on ourselves. She's blindfolded and she's got all these swords and she's kind of tied up, but she's loosely tied up. She could get out of that at any time. All she has to do is to trust and have faith that things are moving in the direction that they're supposed to be moving in. Could be a Pisces that you're overthinking about as well, but there's a lesson in that too. may not be that you need to be overthinking about that Pisces so much. For some of you, you need to speak with your mom. Big call your mom vibes here. But being honest. I feel like this is about being honest with yourself. I feel like, you know, that surrender to creativity card is very loud. It's very loud. But this Page of Swords on the Empress, really watch your tone with people right now. A lot of people do not have a sense of humor. Like, these are just things that I've noticed. A lot of people are having a hard time having a sense of humor, so sarcasm does not register with them. Just be very careful with how you're approaching. If somebody needs to know the truth, tell them the truth. Flat. Tell them the truth, flat out. But if you don't have to say it in a negative way, or you don't have to say it in a way that makes them feel small, you know what I mean? Because sometimes that can happen. Sometimes you guys are good at that, making people feel small. I'm just saying. You're on a path right now, and this is why I want you to sort of like watch how you're phrasing things, because you're really on a path towards happiness. We have the 10 of Cups on the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is about victory. It's a parade being thrown in your honor. Other people are recognizing you. And the 10 of Cups is that ultimate emotional happiness. It's the 10, so there's a completion, right? So really being able to find your way into that kind of happiness again, because the monotony can kind of pull it out of you. You know, like if you're at a job that feels like you're very restricted and you can't, you know, you don't have the opportunities to be creative in the way that you want to be creative, this card reading is telling you that now is the time for you to like brush it, like make it go away. Like it's time for your happiness. It's time to focus on your goals, on your aspirations, not on the way other people want you to live, not on the way other people want you to work. So here we have the Queen of Wands. And then the Queen of Cups. Chariot is at the bottom of the deck. Some of you want to move. Some of you are thinking about moving, but okay. So the fire sign, you're sort of planting seeds with, and then it feels like the water sign is actually a Virgo. Could be a Virgo, could be a Pisces, but the Hermit is the Virgo card. And so it may be that this is very interesting, Taurus, because I feel like you're planting the seeds. You might actually be the fire sign. You might be the one that has some fire in your chart. Maybe you're dealing with the Sagittarius, but I feel like with this 7 of Pentacles, you are ready to see the fruits of your labor happen, right? You're feeling you're just ready. You're ready to see the fruits of your labor happen. Somebody is either taking some time out for themselves with this Hermit card, or you're dealing with a Virgo that's very intuitive. I have a Taurus friend. He'll see this, that always comments on that darn Virgo energy, but coming out with the Queen of Cups, the Virgo's either very emotional this month or very intuitive this month, but there's always a Virgo there's always a Hermit. There's always a Hermit here somewhere. But you're on this path, and it's like, I feel like you feel like you've been trying to find this path for a long time. And now it's kind of getting a jumping off point, but you got to trust it. If you overthink it, Taurus, there's every single opportunity for you to not do what you really want to do if you overthink it. You know? And there's a really big opportunity for you to miss out on that joy, that cultivating joy. The 6 of Wands and the 10 of Cups makes me feel like you're ready to cultivate joy in your life. Cultivating joy in your life doesn't mean bad things stop happening. It just means your perspective changes, right? Hanged Man and the 8 of Swords, your perspective changes. Being able to have the gratitude and being able to have the acceptance and the appreciation and all of that, even when bad things are happening, that's the goal. That's where peace is. So, oh, wow, nice. So we have this. For some of you, you need to move. It's time for you to move because that is going to be a healing process for you in itself. For some of you, you're dealing with a Cancer, Virgo mix, or even a Leo. We have the Sun here too. So, but I feel like this movement forward is going to bring you clarity. It's going to bring you some healing opportunities. It's really going to be opening up some space and allowing you to truly, truly see what it feels like to be happy. Because you probably haven't been, like, maybe you've had moments of happiness, but let me tell you guys, when you are aligned to your path, and I can say this because I'm there, even when bad things happen, when you're aligned to your path, you can still wake up every single day and feel appreciative for where you are. Because you know that that's temporary. It's not going to last forever. Even in the uncomfortable, difficult moments, it's not going to last forever. And that's the healing and the greatness of these 2 cards together. So really, like, surrender to creativity. Let it all come in. It's time for you to take a leap of faith. I love you guys. So thanks for all your support, for everybody's support. We are getting answers. We're kind of being like dropped, and we don't have any finite answers, but we're like getting dropped little blessings and answers along the way. So things are still moving and shifting, and stuff is working forward. I love you all. Take good care of yourselves. Bye.